So you haven't filed taxes for 2+ years, maybe 10 years, maybe 5. I'm a CPA. My name is Mark Cummins. I've helped thousands of people file their taxes and done tax resolution. There's a lot of good people out there doing this same kind of work. Everybody has their own approach. I have a 5-step approach to resolving tax debt, and let me tell you how I do it. So you may want to know, what are the main reasons people don't file their taxes? I hear a lot of interesting stories. They really revolve around 4 or 5 major areas. The first is a mental block. You just got behind. 1 year turned into 2, 3, and 4, and before you know it, you're worried about the IRS coming after you. You don't know where to start, and you just have this mental block. We all have mental blocks over things that we should do, but we don't. The other is personal reasons. There's a death in the family, folks lose their job. Many personal reasons put filing taxes like at the bottom of the list. So you don't. And now you're here and you're wondering, how can I get out of it? Well, before we even go further, what are the main worries? Well, the first worry I usually hear is, I'm afraid of going to jail, which debtor's prison went away like 200 years ago. They had it in England. First thing they did when they did the Continental Congress is that they absolved debtor's prison. So you don't go to jail for owing taxes. Another big reason people don't file is they've lost their documents. They don't know where to start. I'll explain that in a few minutes. The other reasons are, you have to fill out FAFSA forms. Your kid's going to college. You need to get a home loan. You need the tax returns for that. You need medical insurance. You need tax returns for that. So there are legitimate life reasons for getting your tax returns done. And again, that's the reason why you're motivated to do your taxes. Okay, now that I've talked about the reasons people don't file and also why they want to file now, let me go over the 5 steps that we have to get your taxes filed fast. Number 1, contact the IRS. Now that's a maybe. Some people are afraid of contacting the IRS. If you do it yourself, it might be a little bit intimidating, but they're actually pretty easy to work with. So that's the first step. Why do you do that? Well, because you want to put your account on hold and then move to the second step, which is get IRS transcripts. You can do that by either going to IRS online, irs.gov, or if you hire someone like me, we'll get the transcripts on your behalf. That's very important because now we have all the information that we need, for the most part. There's some additional stuff we need to do the actual tax returns. We have W-2s, we have interest, dividends, stock that was sold, things that are called K-1s, mortgage interest. All of that shows up on the IRS transcripts, and that's the information that they're looking for us to put into the tax return so that when it's filed, it matches their computer. So transcripts are very important. Once you have that, the next step is to actually do the tax returns. There is some tax software out there in the world that goes back many years, but if you hire someone, like us, for example, but can be anyone, they should have tax software that goes back 10 years, in which case that's what we use. Every year is different. Remember 5 years ago, there were stimulus payments that IRS had. Last year, interest is deductible on new cars. Last year was the last year for solar panel credits. So you have to have the right software to do the tax returns. Once those are done, you move into the next step, which is filing the returns. The last 3 years can be filed electronically. Before that, you unfortunately have to mail in your tax returns. So anything prior to 3 years have to be mailed in. Now it takes the IRS typically anywhere from 3 to 9 months to process mailed in tax returns. You cannot, and I'm going to stress this, cannot do a payment plan or work out any deal with the IRS until you're in compliance, meaning all years are filed. So you file all the years and then you wait, basically. Letters will start coming to you within 30 to 60 days, and you keep track of the ones that come in, what years have been processed, and then you contact the IRS. Typically, I like to contact them 2 to 3 months after. If we're handling your case or somebody else, they'll fax in the tax returns to get things hurried up when we're talking to a collector, because they want to see what the total balance is on your account from the time that you last filed your taxes. The final last step is doing the payment plan, which is basically negotiating, if you have less than $50,000, a monthly amount based on standard IRS 62 or 72 months payback plan, or you have to negotiate a payment plan if your balance is over $50,000, or you have an amount that you disagree with that you are being asked to pay. After you go on a payment plan, all you have to do is stay into compliance. Every year, pay your taxes. Don't let it linger, or don't do what you did before, if possible, which is file the taxes, pay what's owed, and then you're back on track. So that's the 5-step process that we use. Hope it's been useful. If you're interested in contacting us, there's a link down below. Our number is there, or you can contact any of a number of very good tax professionals out there in the world.